So this video is on the 2-point form of the equation of a straight line. But I personally don't think you need to know this 2-point form if you follow the way that we do this example. Okay, it's just an upgrade from the previous example. And this is done in part A here. So in this figure, we have a straight line L passing through this point and this point, and it cuts the x-axis at point A. So this is point A. B is the midpoint of OA. Okay, so it's pretty obvious here. Okay, so part A, find the equation of L. So if you still remember the equation of a straight line, okay, we could write like this: y minus something over x minus something, which equals to the slope. This number and this number, they are the coordinates of a point that lies on L. So I could use -1 and 2 on here, or I could also use 3 and -2 here. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Now we want to find the slope, right? Okay, what is the slope? The slope can be calculated using 2 points. But we have 2 points here. Actually, write y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So this is the formula for the slope. Okay, it doesn't really matter, you go with y1 x1 first, okay, as long as you follow the order here. Okay, so this is actually no different from what we've learned from last example, as long as you've got a point and you know how to calculate a slope. So after you've done your simplification and you put everything on one side with the coefficient of x being positive and one side being 0, then you're done. This is what we call the general form or the standard form. So part B, we want to find the midpoint between O and A, right? O obviously is 0, 0. So we want to find the point A, which is a x-intercept. Okay, so if you want to find x-intercept, then we sub y equals to 0 into the equation of L. Then using the equation, okay, so this would be x plus 0 minus 1 equals 0, which gives us x equals to 1, and that would be our x-intercept of line L here. So then we could use that to find the coordinate of B. And if you still remember how to find the coordinates of a midpoint, okay, you just take the 2 points, the head and tail. For the x coordinates, you add them together, divide by 2. Same for the y. For the x coordinate, it will be 0 plus 1 divided by 2, and the y coordinate would be this 0 plus this 0 divided by 2, and the answer would be 1 over 2 and 0. Now for part C, okay, I have another straight line L1 which passes through point B, and L1 and L are parallel to each other, and we want to find the equation of L1. So obviously we can make use of the parallel. So that's how you write it. Because they are parallel, therefore the slope of L1 equals the slope of L. And from part A, we've got it already. It equals to -1, which uses this point and this point to calculate the slope for L. Okay, the slope for L1, and we also have 1 point here. Okay, so then we could get the equation. So this is just y minus the y coordinate over the x minus the x coordinate. I just move this to the other side here, equals to slope. Okay, and this must come from a point that lies on L1, and there's only one that we have, that is point B. And so I put in 1 over 2 here and 0 here, and also put in the slope, which is -1, which gives us this. Okay, however, we don't like a fraction for our equation, so we could multiply by 2 on both sides and put everything on one side to make sure the coordinate of x is positive. And here's the answer.